Back in 2017, a team of researchers at Google dropped a paper with the deceptively simple title, "Attention is all you need." Now, this paper didn't just make AI a little bit better, it completely changed the entire game. It laid the foundation for models like ChatGPT and pretty much everything we call generative AI today. So how on earth did they do it? Let's dive in.
To really get why this paper was so revolutionary, we have to travel back in time for a second and ask, before 2017, what was the single biggest roadblock in teaching an AI to understand and speak like a human?
Well, the problem, it all came down to a fundamental limitation in how machines process text. It was what's known as a sequential bottleneck. And the main technology at the time was something called a recurrent neural network, or an RNN.
Okay, so think about how you read a sentence. You go word by word, in order, right? RNNs worked pretty much the same way. They'd read the first word, try to remember it, then read the second word while trying to remember the first two, and so on. Now, for a short sentence, that's fine, but what about a long paragraph? By the time the model got to the end, it might have completely forgotten what the beginning was all about.
And this is a line straight from the paper that just nails the problem. The authors pointed out that this step-by-step process, this fundamental constraint of sequential computation, was a huge bottleneck. You couldn't just speed things up by processing words in parallel. Nope, you were stuck going one by one by one.
So this slide really lays it all out, the old way versus the new way. On the left, you've got the old recurrent models, one word at a time, which means they're inherently sequential, and that makes them painfully slow, especially for long pieces of text. But on the right, you have the transformers approach, process all the words at once. This makes it highly parallelizable and incredibly fast, no matter how long the sentence is. This was a completely different way of thinking.
So the big question is, how did they actually break free from that sequential trap? Well, they came up with a totally new architecture, and it was all built on one powerful idea, a brand new kind of attention.
And this quote, right from the abstract, this is basically the Declaration of Independence for modern AI. They proposed a new architecture, the transformer, that just threw out the old rulebook. It gets rid of that slow step-by-step process completely. Instead, it's based solely on a mechanism called attention.
And here it is. This is the famous diagram of the transformer architecture. Don't worry, we'll get into the details in a second, but for now, just see the two main parts. The section on the left, that's the encoder. Think of it as the reading part that understands the input. And the part on the right is the decoder, which you can think of as the writing part that generates the output. Okay, so we've seen the big picture. Now, let's pop the hood and look at the engine that makes this whole thing run. And that engine is called self-attention.
Self-attention was the real game changer here. Imagine you could put every single word of a sentence into a room together. But instead of them talking one by one, it's like they can all instantly see and evaluate their relationship to every other word at the exact same time. A word at the beginning of a paragraph can instantly connect to a related word at the very end, without having to slog through all the text in between.
So you might be wondering, how does it actually do that? Well, at a high level, for every word, the model generates three vectors: a query, a key, and a value. The best way to think about it is like a library search. Your query is the topic you're looking up. The key is like the title on the spine of a book. It tells you what information it holds. And the value? That's the actual content inside the book. The model basically matches your query with all the most relevant keys to figure out which words, which books, it needs to pull off the shelf and pay attention to.
But the authors were smart. They realized that just looking at a sentence from one angle, well, it's not enough. So they gave their model a serious upgrade: multi-head attention. I mean, think about it. If you have a sentence like, "The animal didn't cross the street because it was too tired," what does it refer to? The animal or the street? A single attention system might get tripped up, right? To really get language, you need to look at it from all sorts of different perspectives: grammar, semantics, context, the whole shebang. And this is how they solved it. Instead of doing one huge attention calculation, they decided to run a bunch of smaller ones, all at the same time, in parallel. Each one of these is called an attention head. They basically let each head focus on a different aspect of the sentence, learning different kinds of relationships. So here's the magic. It's kind of like having a panel of 8 different experts all looking at the same sentence. One expert might be a grammar nerd, focusing only on sentence structure. Another one might be an expert in understanding who he or it refers to. A third is looking at the overall topic. Then, they all combine their insights. And the result?
a way richer and more robust understanding of the text than any single expert could ever have on their own.
Okay, so the theory sounds amazing, right? But did it actually work? Let's take a look at the results.
So back then, the gold standard for testing these things was machine translation. They used a score called BLUE. All you really need to know is higher is better. Now look at this table from the paper. The absolute best models before this, even these really complex ones, were hitting a ceiling right around 26.3. Then comes the big transformer model, and it scores a 28.4. That is a massive jump in a field where people usually fight for tiny decimal point improvements.
Yeah, a jump of over 2 full blue points. That might not sound like a lot, but trust me, in the world of AI research, that's an earthquake. It completely shattered the old records. It was a new state-of-the-art.
And here's the kicker. It wasn't just more accurate, it was also way more efficient. The paper notes that it got these incredible results at a small fraction of the training costs of the older models. So think about that. It was better, faster, and cheaper to train. That's the trifecta that changes an industry, and honestly, it's what made the giant AI models we have today even possible to build.
You know, the authors had to know they were onto something huge. They end the paper with this sentence, saying they were excited about the future and plan to apply these models to other tasks. Looking back now, that's got to be one of the biggest understatements in tech history. They didn't just have a new model, they had the blueprint for the next decade of AI.
And that brings us right back to today. That transformer architecture, it's literally the foundation for almost every large language model we interact with, from ChatGPT to the AI in our search engines. So the final question this paper leaves us with is a big one. If attention was all we needed to unlock this incredible new era of AI, what comes next?